What is up, everybody? Coach Juma here, and today we're going to be talking about how you can make your fat loss effortless without needing any willpower at all. This is completely rooted in science. And evidence. Science. Okay. Completely rooted in science. So we're going to go through a study that showed that this is possible in the first place and how you can replicate that in your day-to-day life so that fat loss is an effortless pursuit for you and not something you have to constantly struggle toward and feel like you're stuck with doing. Before I go into this more, make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. And the entire concept of this video stems from the Stupid Simple Fat Loss course that I put together, a free 7-day jump starter course on how to take you from struggling dieter to effortless fat loss in just 7 days. So if you liked this video and you want more of it, make sure to join through the link in the description. It's completely free, and I have no doubt that you'll find everything you need to kickstart or take your fat loss journey to the next level. So to get things started, we're gonna go through the study that will probably change how you look at fat loss and how you use willpower. And this study was done in a hospital in 2012, and the goal of this study was to have all of the hospital goers, the patients, the nurses, the doctors alike, make healthier choices while they're in the cafeteria. But they didn't want to force people and tell people to make healthier choices. So in particular, they wanted to have people drink more water. But again, they didn't want to nag people to drink more water. They didn't want to say, hey, make sure you drink your water. They didn't want to put a poster that says drink more water. They wanted people to make that decision for themselves just by rearranging how the cafeteria is laid out. And you'll see here in this before and after of what the cafeteria looked like. Before, they just had water bottles in 2 spots where the black boxes are. And then they decided to change where they had water placed and displayed throughout the cafeteria. You'll see here there's so many more black boxes showing that they put water in more places throughout the cafeteria. They even added those little baskets in front of the different kiosks that only have water bottles in them. And what they found was that after a month, water sales increased by 26% and soda sales decreased by 11%. That's a pretty drastic difference, especially considering they never told anyone to drink more water. No one even knew this study was happening. They just shifted the cafeteria around and hoped that people would drink more water, and they did. And what that tells us and how this is helpful to you, the average dieter trying to replicate the same idea of making healthy habits easier, is that you're able to improve your decision making without exerting extra willpower or discipline. Because each shopper that went in going for lunch or dinner or whatever didn't go in with different intentions. They didn't go in looking to buy water. They went in just looking to buy lunch. But because water was more visible to them, the environment reminded them and cued them up to think, oh, I should have a water, it's right there. They made that decision more easily for themselves. And it wasn't a decision they had to force themselves to make, and it wasn't something they had to fight against either. It was easy for them to do it. So now how can we take this concept of effortlessness and apply it to all the different healthy behaviors you want to incorporate for your fat loss journey? Well, there's 2 big questions you need to ask yourself. The first one is, what one decision can you make that can eliminate 100 future decisions? An easy example of this is with dinner. Let's say you are always scrambling throughout the week to figure out what to have for dinner. And by the time dinner comes around, you've already gone through a full work day, you've worked out, you're exhausted, you don't want to think about making better decisions. So you always opt for the easy thing to do. You opt for fast food, a frozen pizza. Just the pre-made snacks that are in the pantry will do good for you. But obviously that's not going to be helpful to your goals. So instead, maybe your solution is having ready to eat dinners from a meal prep service that you can always have stocked up in your fridge. This eliminates the need for you to think harder about what to cook and to try to put something healthy together. It's already ready for you. All you have to do is grab and eat it. Or maybe you buy a bunch of healthy frozen dinners that are already prepared and you just have to heat it up in the microwave to eat them. Or if you want fresh food every single time, you have a menu of 3 to 5 items that you can always turn to make during dinner. And you just have to choose out of those 3 to 5 things what you want to have for that day. The point is, you made one decision to think about what you want to have to eat and narrowed down your options. And now you eliminated the need to think creatively for 365 nights in the year. That one decision saved you a lot of stress and willpower and is going to help you hit your goals more effectively. Another similar example that I found work really well with clients is having some sort of semblance of a morning routine. I found that clients that only have time to work out in the morning, if they were to miss their morning movement or their morning workout, they find themselves not making as many good decisions throughout the day. But when they work out earlier in the day, they are in a healthier mindset and they subconsciously and effortlessly make better decisions throughout the day with their food, with their movement, and with their their eating patterns. So for them, that one decision is making sure that they wake up in the morning and either work out or go on a walk or go on a stretch or whatever. But that early movement is key to keep them in that healthy mindset for the rest of the day. Other examples for this that you can use for yourself or help inspire you to think of what to do include the two that we already talked about, starting your day with movement and ordering ready-to-eat dinners for the week, finding 3 to 5 recipes for dinner that you like to use and rotate through. And the best resource for that I can give you is the Stupid Simple Cookbook, which gives you 30 plus recipes for free. Link is in the description. Another thing you can do is keep your breakfast and lunch the same throughout the week and save the variety for dinner. You can also set timed reminders on your phone every hour or the hour before you go to the gym to remind you to eat so that you don't find yourself ravenously hungry by the end of the day and ultimately overeating and pushing yourself out of your calorie deficit. You can limit alcohol, desserts, and high calorie foods to only the weekends or for one meal on specific days. You can make the rule that you only watch your favorite show while you're on the treadmill getting your steps in. You can follow a fitness program that works, like the StoopidFit Pocket Personal Trainer, or you can hire a coach to outsource all of your decision making so that you don't have to think about what you need to do any given day. Someone tells you what to do and you just have to follow through and do it. So that's just one way that you can make your fat loss effortless for yourself. The other way is by asking the question, how can you make the healthy choice easy and make the unhealthy choice difficult? And this is perfectly reflected with the study we talked about earlier. They made the healthy choice easy by making water more visible and more accessible throughout the entire cafeteria. So the water example was one great example, but another one that you can probably relate to is if you had a whole watermelon and a cup of diced watermelon in your kitchen, which one would you reach to grab if you were looking for a snack? Odds are you're gonna grab the already cut up watermelon because it's already accessible for you and ready to eat. Whereas if you want to do the other one, there's so many steps between choosing to have it and actually eating it. You gotta pull out the cutting board, chop it up, peel it, throw away the peels, clean up the area, put it in a container, and then you can finally eat it. It's very inefficient. And likewise, you could do the same thing for you by auditing your environment to make those healthy choices easier for you to do. So instead of having vegetables tucked away into the drawers of your refrigerator, you have it at eye level on the shelf so that when you open it, it's the first thing you see. Or you have a bowl of fruit out at a place you commonly walk by so that you can remember to have a piece of fruit. If you're somebody that likes to work out in the morning, laying out your workout clothes, knowing what kind of workout you're gonna be doing, having your headphones charged, and having that all prepared before you go to bed so that all you have to do is wake up and get to the gym makes it easier for you to follow through on that healthy habit. Or if you work out after work, just making sure you have your gym bag with you so that you go straight to the gym instead of stopping by at home and risking getting onto the couch and getting sucked into Netflix. So with that same principle in mind, how can we make healthier choices and make them the easier choice for us to make? If you're someone that struggles with stopping when to eat and you can eat a bag of chips all the way through without realizing that you were full a while ago, buying prepackaged single serving items can be the solution for you. These have natural stopping points. If you bought, how many Oreos come in that giant Oreo pack? At least 100. No? 40, 50?
40, 50, yeah.
Okay. So you could have the 40, 50 pack of Oreos in front of you, or you can have the single serving one that has 3 Oreos and get your fix and have that natural stopping point. Whereas, again, if you have that 50 pack, it's gonna be hard to stop at just 3 and give yourself that self-control. Now there's a lot more willpower needed to stop yourself before continuing and finishing the pack. And trust me, I know it's easy to finish an entire sleeve of Oreos in one sitting.
You know from experience?
I know from experience. Especially you got them with milk.
Oh man.
Dude. You could go
like 800 calories in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, without even trying. But that's why I get the single serving pack. Yeah, you did. You saw how I tied it in?
Yeah.
Likewise, putting and serving food for yourself on smaller plates and using smaller utensils to eat with are also natural ways to create resistance for yourself to eat more. Because if you have smaller plates, you're gonna have a natural stopping point that's smaller than if you were on a bigger plate. And if you're using smaller utensils, you have to take more frequent bites. And because you're taking in less food in per spoonful or forkful, you're gonna be taking in slower bites and you're gonna be eating more mindfully so that you'll know and listen to your body when it says, hey, I've had enough you should stop now. But these are all just examples of how to make the healthy choice the easy choice to make. We also want to make sure that we're making the unhealthy choice really hard for us to make, essentially doing the opposite of all the healthy choices we talked about. If you have snacks that you want to eat less of because they're just too tempting for you, and you find that you struggle to control yourself around them, well then keep them out of sight or out of the house entirely. Taking the chips that you normally eat at night and putting them in the cabinet over the fridge will make sure that you'll only get the chair out to jump up over the fridge to get that chips when you actually want it. It eliminates mindless snacking. Again, if you have a really hard time controlling yourself and that doesn't stop you, well then you don't have it in the house at all. And if you ever want it, you can still have it, but you have to go to the store, buy a single serving pack, and then come back. All of that extra resistance will make sure that anytime you do have that, it is something that you actually want. And it is not something that you can mindlessly consume and thwart. I used thwart in a sentence. I never thought I would do that. Yeah. Thwart your progress. So recapping here, in order to make your fat loss effortless, there's two main questions to ask yourself. What one decision can you make that will eliminate 100 future decisions? So that way you don't have to worry about decision making. Everything is done for you. And two, how can you make the healthy option easier for yourself to do in any given circumstance, whether it's at home or at work? And how can you make the unhealthy option harder for yourself to do? And if you found this helpful and you enjoyed the idea of effortless fat loss, then you're going to love the free 7-day jumpstart course, Stupid Simple Fat Loss, which you can join now through the link in the description. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and comment what you found most helpful. And until next time, stay stupid.